It's me again. Just finished another week of work, and I've been struggling a bit this week. I still have moments like anyone else who's been struggling with addiction, drugs, alcohol, gambling. It's not easy. It's not easy in the slightest, and I still have hard days, hard weeks. And one thing that it sometimes gets to us, it's like I've had a good week at work, got a lot done, working on someone else's property, working on their dream house, so to speak, working on what they want, and I'm hitting all the goals, all the milestones, doing it. The progress is good, but on time. And then it's like, well, why can't I stick to the promises I made myself? Why can't I stick to my goals? And you can't beat yourself up too much, but sometimes it's just making unachievable, unattainable goals. And even doing this, so I start thinking, well, it's pointless. There's no point at all. No one's going to watch it. But then I keep thinking, well, I enjoy doing it, even though I'm not very good at it yet. I'm still trying to get comfortable talking to the camera, but I'm going to keep doing it and I'm going to get better. What's the point in quitting now? You've got to keep going. And it's just like when you want to get sober or you want to get clean. The amount of times I've tried and failed, but I didn't give up. I kept trying, and finally you get the breakthrough. And when you get so far down the road, so far down the sober path, you look back and personally, say, why the fuck didn't I do this earlier? Why did I wait all this time to do it? Because you see what you can achieve with a sober mind. And 4 years off drugs, 2 years sober from alcohol, 2 years having a clear mind, the first time since I was 13, 14 years old that I've went longer than a week on a straight head. And it's sad to say, it's embarrassing, but it's the truth. I was either always smoking weed or drinking alcohol or sniffing coke or taking oxys. And you don't know who you are, you don't. And in these 2 years, coming up 2 years, I've achieved quite a lot. So you've got to remember that, you've got to remember where you came from and be proud of where you are and where you're going. Don't lose focus, because it's the first time. I'm 44. I seen a video the other day about someone saying, oh, you've got these 40-odd-year-old, 50-year-old bums talking online and, what have they accomplished? They haven't accomplished nothing. And in a way, I understand that, and at the minute, I might see where I am, I'm not proud of what I've done in the past, and I haven't exactly accomplished a lot, but I've got my own place, see my kids every weekend. I've got my health, kind of. I need to lose a bit more weight, but, I've got a van. I've got my little setup. What more do I need, it would be nice to have all the money in the world or what have you, but the money I'm making now is good enough. I've got savings for I was going to say there, sorry. For the first time in my life, I've got savings, I've got money there. If I wanted to go abroad tomorrow, I could, I work with myself, and that's not trying to be a flexer now. In a way, it's sad, you should be putting money away from as soon as you start working. A lot of people say put 5 to 10% of your earnings away, the savings, and it's probably right, I paid into a workplace pension for a lot of years. I'm glad I did. I need to start that back up, so there's another thing I can focus on, but getting back to what I was saying, you're working on other people's goals, doing work, but at the end of the day, I'm working for myself, so that's my goal. And part of that being in construction is working for other people and doing a good job. But like you say, I'm keeping to all these promises for other people. Why can't I keep the promises for me? Said I was going to do this more often. Yeah, I've created a TikTok account, and because I wanted to post something every day, just to try and get my story out and try and inspire other people who are struggling with addictions. But I set up a TikTok account, so I've been posting daily on there. But I thought, no, I need to do at least 1 or 2 of these a week, just to get them out there. Like, I know no one's going to watch them, but it's practice for me, and like I say, I enjoy doing it. So, and if one person struggling with addiction comes by this video, like I said, I haven't got a lot, but I've got me kids, I've got me health, I've got my own place, I've got my little setup if I want to have a mix. I've got a little gym in my garage, which I've been neglecting the last couple of weeks, so much for New Year's resolutions, but I'll get back into it. Once the little one comes and he's sorted, he'll be playing online with his mates, I'll go and blast the one out, and I'm going to do it, because what I'm getting at is I need to stick to my goals and do what I need to do, because as an addict, you make so many promises to yourself and you just break them. And one thing I'm proud of at the minute, especially in regards to my kids and work, if I say something, I do it. I tell someone this is happening on this day, it's happening. I tell my kids I'm going to do this on this day, it happens. Because when you've got nothing and you have lied and deceived for so many years, your word just becomes nothing. Like, you say stuff, you don't do it. You tell yourself you're going to stop the drink, stop the drugs, and you don't do it. And then it's got to a point now with work, I'm making decent money, I'm doing all these things for people, but then, like, I still write my goals, I still do my gratitude in the morning, I've got to, like, it keeps us on the right path. But then I look at my goals at the start of the year, I've been slacking on the training, set a couple of goals about doing this, I've been slacking on that. It's not good enough, like, because we'll have this inner dialogue in my head. And you tell yourself you're going to do stuff. And what I found through sobriety is writing stuff down makes it easier for me to achieve. But there's goals I've written for this year that so far I haven't been sticking to, like, and it stops. Stops now, like. So going back to addiction and when you want to get sober, I mean, I think it took me, I went into treatment once before and they put us on buprenorphine, otherwise known to people as Subutex, subbies, big in jail. Subutex is just a brand name of buprenorphine. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But when you're on that, other opiates don't work. So it's almost like a beta blocker, they call it. So it's meant to stop you from getting high and using other stuff like the oxys or heroin. And I was on that for maybe 9-10 months. And I thought, right, I've beat this. And I just stopped my prescription, stopped going to the recovery meetings, and did about 6 months. I was still drinking at the time, maybe 6 to 9 months, and then ended up having a couple of lines of Charles. And the next thing you know, I ended up getting a couple of tablets. And then before you know it, I'm just back in, balls deep into the oxys. And then I tried to stop cold turkey, had serious withdrawals, had to get more just to get back to work. And then it's when COVID hit and I got really bad, ended up dabbling in the brown. And I just thought, when I went to the hostel, dabbled a bit there. Well, I say dabbled, I was balls deep, I'm not going to lie. Was flat out on the brown because the oxys were too expensive, like. Not many people know that. I mean, I have confided in some close friends, but I was smoking 2 or 3 bags of brown every day, like. Thing is with them oxys, gives you such a high tolerance. When I went on to the subbies, I was on 8, 16, 24, 26 milligram a day, 3 number 8s and number 2. They would crush them up in this little crusher. You've got to put it under your tongue. You've got to stand in the chemist until it's all dissolved, because obviously some people spit it out and like, minging. Same with the methadone. You've got to swallow it, chew under your tongue, make sure you've swallowed it before you can leave. But your tolerance is crazy, like. So once I couldn't get the oxys and I was having a bit of brown heroin, like, I would smoke a bag to myself and I would be still sick. So I'd have to get another. It would usually take us 2 to put us right. And then being an addict, I'd have the third one, hoping to try and get a bit of a bit of a, I say a high, it's a more of a low, but a buzz off it. And so when I was in the hostel, I was surrounded by people injecting, people smoking spice, but I would just smoke the brown, smoke a lot of it, and got to a point where I was like, is this me now? Is this my life? With the homeless? So I started going to Northumberland Street with them, begging to get a fix. I mean, my mum, I love her a bit. She used to work in the post office. She would send us £50 of her wages every Thursday, and I'd be chomping for that 50. It's embarrassing. I'm paying her back now. Like it feels good to give me my money now. I enjoy it. I mean, she's got to a point she doesn't want to take it anymore, but in a way, a selfish way, it's more for me than her because I do feel good giving it. But anyway, then when I got on the methadone, I just thought, nah, I'm not. That's it. I need to be clean for my kids. And I've stuck to that. I do. Obviously, every time you do clean tests, you gain more trust with them. So then it goes from having it supervised, taking it in front of the chemist, to taking a bottle of home with you each day, because you feel like a tramp taking it. And I mean, sometimes they'll have a little room for you to go in, but you're not taking it in front of the woman in the chemist. It's embarrassing. So when you do a few clean tests, you can take a bottle home. Then a few more clean tests, you can bi-weekly, like twice a week. You can have 3 and then 4, and more clean tests, and then you can get weekly take home. So you've only got to go up there once a week. And I've stuck to it, like, and over 2 years, 2 years of alcohol, nearly 4 years now since I've been here. Why I moved away from it all, like. It's lonely, but I'm clean. I see my kids, my son's coming I'm buzzing, he'll be here in half an hour. But so in that regard, I'm doing well, but the goals I'm writing, I want to stick to them. And if you are struggling with addiction, just get the help, like, it's there. Plumber Court in Newcastle helped me massively. The one at Blythe NLP helping us massively now. I'm on a reduction. I was on 120 milligrams. I'm down to, I think this week's the first week of 28, 2 mil every 2 weeks. I want to be off it this year. That's a major goal that I will hit, like, because it's been nearly 30 years now with opiates, with the tablets, a couple of years on the brown. I need to be off it, like, but then sometimes you have doubts. Am I going to survive without it? Is my body that used to it that I need it? But unless you try, back to what I'm saying, unless you try, you've got to be consistent. You've got to persevere. And it's just a quick one, basically, to say, I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to show up. And if anyone's struggling, needs help, recovery centres, they're all over the country with the NHS. It's slow at first to get in, but once you're in, and you do your titration, where they get you off and get you supervised, do it, like. And if, and people don't really use this platform for reaching out and stuff like that, but now my email's there. If you need to reach out, like, I'm not exactly a mental health ambassador or addiction specialist, but I've done it, like, I've been there. Some people say, well, 4 years is, no, but I know. It's one thing I know. Never again, like. I've been around people with the coke and that. It makes us sick, the thought of it, like. You think back to taking, smoking rock, like, the thought of that, it makes us shudder, like. It's not even enjoyable when you think about it. It's the worst. It's nice for 5 minutes. But you're chasing that for the rest of the day, and you become like a tramp. Don't look after yourself. You don't look after your personal hygiene. You certainly don't look after wherever you're living. If you've got a place to live, it strips you of everything. But honestly, the class is, especially the brown and the white, what everyone's shotting. Stay away from it. Like, don't be involved with it. Don't even go near it. Don't be associated with people that sell it, because the karma it brings you, trust is, you're better off without it in your life. So this is just a message to anyone that's struggling out there. If you come across this and you watch it, salute, like, and you can do it. Believe me, you can do it. You're stronger than you think. It's all up there. Trust us.